This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me. Out here in Amish smoking big doinks and Amish.
That does make me think of the first headline.
Does it? Smoke big doinks?
Yeah, there's just this big fat guy that Nate loves. Nate loves a big fat man.
I don't love him. That's the first time I know of seeing him.
No, well...
But I like that. I like that video.
Okay, my point is there's a guy who says that. We'll just put that right here.
Out here in Amish, smoking big doinks in Amish. Big old doinks.
Right at the top of the episode, already laying in clips.
There we go.
I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
Guys, listen, it's another episode of the Royal We.
Yep. You know the drill. You already know what's up.
You listen, all my muchachos. You guys know what's going on. We're a podcast.
Yeah.
You probably know that too.
Yeah.
What don't you know? Guys, just send us a list of what you don't know.
Because we need that in our lives. A big list of questions.
What we normally do is we take headlines and we don't read the articles and we just guess, what could that be about?
Yeah, we just conjecture it up.
What's the news there? Real news? Fake news? I don't know.
Ghost news, spooky news. It is getting up on Halloween, man.
We should put together a spooktacular.
We'll do a spooktacular. That's to be coming down
that's going to drop. Ooh, the day after Halloween will be another episode.
Yeah, so that'll be the Halloween spooktacular. You heard it here first on the people who are going to do it first.
Here's another list of things we're going to say we're going to do and never do. Someone hit us with that list.
Yeah, somebody send us your spook stories. Spooks. I do believe in spooks.
Well, if you guys want to send us headlines,
and you should,
you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can also send us sound effects. I want to thank Kat this week for this one. Thank you, Kat.
Yeah.
Okay, so big doinks in Amish.
All right.
Big doinks in Amish. Here's a headline I found myself. In Amish country, the future is calling.
That's no surprise. I think the future's always been calling an Amish country. If anything's calling anybody to the future, I think it would be calling the Amish.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The Amish are a group of religious people.
Yes.
Their religion prevents them from using technology. Not technology, electricity. Because I think they can use like roller skates and trampolines and stuff.
Okay. I think they can use roller skates and trampolines.
I mean, that's okay. I said that apropos nothing, but
if you get caught with an old transistor radio, you get the dickens beat out of you.
I think I remember someone telling me a story. They lived near Amish country, and all the kids were super into like roller skates and trampolines and things like that don't require electricity.
That makes sense.
But you need electricity to make those things.
And the Amish make things that we put electricity into.
What?
They make those artificial fireplaces that look like real fire. But they make them and then they ship them to us heathens to put electricity in them and make it look like fake fire.
That's what an Amish fireplace is?
Yes.
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 I don't know what I thought it was. I thought it was like a complicated series of motions, like a bunch of wood. Like, you know those like strand beasts?
Oh, yeah. That makes it look... Maybe it is. I don't really know. I was just under the assumption that they make the whole thing and then they ship it off and we add an electronic element to it.
It's kind of got like a ninjutsu kind of vibe to it. Hear me out. Hear me out. You guys see your face. Because the Amish have mastered the handicraft of the non-electrical realm, right?
Yeah, the world.
And then we, the heathens, get to abandon all research and development into that bettering our handicraft. Instead,
we've adopted technology.
We figure ways to inject electricity into things to do the work for us.
We just make a robot to do it.
What I'm saying is they spend all their time punching a bag.
Yeah.
And getting their fist real strong. And we use magic.
Right.
Does my analogy make any sense?
A little bit. It's a bit of a stretch, but I get where you're coming from.
But like, by our powers combined.
Oh, yeah.
If they make the hell out of an oven, or whatever they're doing, and then we
put our
magic inside.
They make the best handicrafted vessel for our electronic magic.
Do they not even understand it, do you think? Do you think that they're kind of like, okay, I get it, but I don't want to use it? Or do you think they think like, oh, magic?
Well, I don't know. They all get a chance to leave for a while when they're young. And
Rumspringa?
Something. They decide whether they want to come back to Big Doinks and Amish or if they want to stay out into the
I feel like Amish
world.
would probably be okay if you... I've thought this a lot. If I was allowed to get super high, I would be fine doing labor, you know? Like I would do like yard work and like mow lawns and shit and just like be a laborer. But I would want to be high. I think I'd be okay with that. So what I'm saying is I would live an Amish lifestyle.
If they got high,
this podcast wouldn't exist.
Right?
I mean, everything around us is electronic.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. But I don't think the Amish get high.
They can't do drugs.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think
They
so.
can't. I also know they can't use artificial light. I think candles is a thing they can't do.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I really don't know a lot about the Amish.
Apparently, I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying stuff.
They're never going to hear this, so I guess
They
we
can't
can say what we
wear.
want.
Well, I think if someone played it for them,
Yeah.
if someone blasted it somewhere, because I've seen Amish people use cash registers.
Yeah, Amish people go to town.
Oh, they go to town.
The day the Amish went to town.
But I know they can't wear color.
Okay.
They can't use electricity. Something about artificial light.
Okay.
They're great at raising barns.
Churning.
And the future is calling.
Yeah, it's calling them.
Do you think there's like some like...
So what's that mean? Is that all it says? It's the future?
In Amish country, the future is calling. I bet you maybe there's some like fringe Amish who are like, listen, I've seen Facebook. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you think that's where they'll go?
Not Facebook. I mean,
They'll go from potatoes to Facebook overnight. I bet there's something where they're like, I don't think this, but yeah, I'm with you. I bet there's some people on the fence who are like, no, I think all of our ways in this respect are good. Because that's in every religion. That's in everything. You get people around the edge who are like, I like this part of it, but I don't think it's breaking any of our rules to do this thing.
Yeah, I'm into the self-interest part of Satanism, but I really don't want to slaughter any animals. I'm on the edge.
I'm on the edge of Satanism. That's an album.
The Edge of Satanism.
Yeah, by Stephen Hawking.
I do not want to slaughter a lamb.
But the devil, am I right?
Am I right about the devil? The thing about you heathen.
What about that? That mine's weird sounding.
Are the Amish against Stephen Hawking? He's electronic.
He is. He's basically a Darth Vader.
As far as he's the devil compared for that. Like they're like, what is this?
This man is literally run off electricity. Oh, that's true. I bet if Stephen Hawking came to town and started talking about dark matter and black holes and his robot world,
You gotta get there's
there'd be little Amish kids being like, "What is that?"
That's skipping to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have lighting in their homes or plumbing. That might be not true. They might have plumbing. But I'm saying is a man in an electronic chair who can't live without a robot comes and starts talking about space holes that suck in information and time.
Right. They're gonna be like, "Wait. Now, hang on a minute, Jebediah. You can't just believe every man who comes booping into town."
Imagine sending.
Yes, Father.
Imagine sending in like a bomb defusal robot.
Who's bombing the Amish?
I'm not saying bombing them. I'm saying like sending robots into them, or that thing that you can kick, that robot you can kick.
Oh, that like dog robot?
Yeah. Like just send in the robots into
if
them.
you just sent that in. See, I bet you could get a real good, real life M. Night Shyamalan, The Village type thing going on. Because you could dress up a robot thing that you controlled, put a sheet over a drone, and just go flying it in going, ooh. that would scare the hell out of people.
Why are we fucking with the Amish?
Right. I mean, they would build some highly crafted revenge, I'm sure.
Well, we would just move
just be
out
a
of a
Trojan.
range, like, because they don't have cars. Like, if you just go like 50 miles away from them, they'll never come to you.
Well, they have horses.
That's still like a day's travel on a horse.
True. But I mean,
They're not getting
a
us here
horse
in
has to
Taiwan.
be, a horse is impressive enough that we base our modern technology off of its power.
Not
You know,
like iPhones and computers and shit.
my phone is 1 horsepower smart. It's 3 cat smart.
Do you think we'll ever get down to that where we start boiling, when we start like generating animal brains? I know we put a worm in a Lego. We always come back to that. But do you
Yes.
think there'll be a point where we're like, new toaster oven with the power of 3 cat brains?
Yeah, so that's what you need. A cat in your toaster dreaming up ways to knock itself off the counter.
Yeah, why would you do that? There's got to be a way, like, because like cats can do.
I bet they could do it. But that would make, remember, what were those called? Digipets or something?
Yeah, okay.
But that would take it to a whole new level.
Put an actual cat consciousness in there?
Actual because people get those and be like, "Oh, I'm raising a little animal," and then you forget it in your jacket
They wouldn't
over
be
the
able to
entire summer. You know what I mean? And then the next winter, you go put your jacket on, you stick your hand in the pocket, and you're like, "Oh shit, my digipet," and he's dead as hell. So now, if they were like, now with real cat consciousness, then I mean, I'm sure there'd be some sort of ethical thing there to be like, this is a thinking, living creature in digital format that you've just neglected in your coat pocket all winter.
There's got to be a point in which that doesn't, like, if you take the meat away from an animal, I mean, they can
Right.
make meat in labs.
Yeah.
It's just meat.
It's just meat, but no.
There's no animal.
There's no thought in it.
There's no thought. Now, do the other. Take just the thoughts. Now you're creating just the thoughts. You separated the animal.
No meat. Yeah.
You've got a bunch of meat growing in the lab for hamburgers with no consciousness, no soul. No soul in that.
No soul in that meat.
And then you've got
soulless lab
Then
meat.
you take the soul, you trap it in a Tamagotchi,
Yeah.
sell it to 7-year-olds.
A jar.
What have we become? This is what the Amish think we're doing.
Yeah. Well, you know what they're doing, Jebediah.
They're putting cat souls in.
They're taking the minds out of mules, putting them in jars, and then they're taking the meat, separating it from the mind. That's not the way our colorless lord would have wanted it.
My point was a cat brain, not a cat, but a cat brain can do some pretty complicated geometrical thinking. Like if it has to catch a bird out of the sky,
Right.
it's got to think of like where I'm going to be when the bird comes by.
Yeah, they're
and-
doing some on the spot trigonometry.
So like in certain ways, a cat brain can crunch some numbers.
Yeah,
I bet
on
you
an
a cat
instinctual
brain
level,
is smarter than Siri.
a cat brain smarter than Siri?
Yeah,
For what it does, yeah.
but I'm saying like the
But if you ask the
processing
cat,
power.
you'd be like, cat, Applebee's near me. It's going to be like, you know? But you can ask, the
right.
cat doesn't know about Applebee's near me. But if it sees a moth, it's got that moth lickety split over Siri.
That's not my point though.
But Siri's like, there's Applebee's 1.4 kilometers from you.
Siri, help me with this moth.
Looking for cloth near you. No, what? Moth.
Oh, let's do Siri. Ask Siri to help you. What would you ask a cat to do? What kind of things would you ask of a cat?
What do I ask of my cat?
Ask Siri.
I've never asked my cat to do anything other than leave me alone.
Or come here or something.
Oh, yeah, come here. Siri, come here.
You're on number 3 to 5 Nihu Road section.
Oh.
53.
Right.
Putting us on blast.
Just putting the, yeah. Just put our address out to everyone. Siri, come on.
Siri's bad.
It's going to send us dead cats now. Siri just totally blasted us.
Oh, shit. No, okay, but my point is, yes, but a cat brain is designed to do cat things. If you took
Of course. That's why it's a cat brain.
If you took the raw processing power of a cat brain
What are we talking about?
and told it, and you gave it the information of where Applebee's were, it could do that better than Siri.
Yeah, if it
a
was
cat knows where things are. It just doesn't. It has no ability to communicate.
It doesn't make sense to a cat. A cat doesn't know what an Applebee's is, and it doesn't know why.
right.
So you can teach a cat's raw processing brain can be, yeah, because it is just a processor. We're just our brains. We're not our meat. If we stuck our brain in a machine.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't know we were in the machine unless
Yeah,
you
we would.
How do you know you're not in a machine right now?
Oh, well, I mean, because I have the prior knowledge of thinking that I'm not. But you're right. We could all be in a turtle's dream in space.
What? How do we? What's in? Okay,
I kind of lost. I feel like we've lost our way.
There was a moment I was just like, we've done one headline, and this is where we are. Okay, well, let's do another one.
Okay. That all came from saying in Amish country, the future is calling. We were like, well, how do you know you're a machine? If you gave a cat the location of an Applebee's and we're turtle's dreams in space.
I do think that a cat's brain, that's better than my i7 processor.
It could be. I have no information as to base an argument on that. So I
Just
mean,
think about all the things your brain is doing right now.
it's doing a lot. Oh,
Well-
yeah, it's definitely doing more because the computer. Yeah, you're giving it a task at a time or a few at a time.
Right.
Your brain's doing things that you don't even subconsciously that you're not aware of. It's just
All the
keeping you
things
alive.
you're just thinking in there. Yeah, you got all that life stuff.
Yeah,
know?
all the stuff to just keep you alive.
I'm still thinking about Skyrim. I was just playing an hour ago. I got that going while I'm trying to do this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
My body's secreting.
I'm tasting this water.
Your body, your brain. Okay, well, here's another one. Here's two. Again, I found another.
A dynamic duo.
I've seen so many headlines. It's like I don't even see the headlines anymore.
You see
I see man burling in the street, city confused.
your hot dogs beaten up.
I see woman in a red dress.
Yeah, worm Lego brains.
Okay. Scientists gave fish marijuana to see if it would make them relax.
How do you know what? I would first want to know the experiment that they knew that fish are stressed out.
I imagine they know if you like knock on the glass and shit, they're like, well,
And I imagine if you're not an alpha predator in the ocean, that's got to be a scary ass place because everything, we have the privilege of being pretty top tier when it comes to things.
we're the apex, man.
Yeah, we can. I mean, things can definitely catch us and kill us. in the wrong location. If we go into, a lion's backyard, it's definitely got a one up on us and it'll probably get us. But we also have the ability to just come in on a helicopter and shoot that lion in the head. It's like we've kind of got it nailed down.
Okay.
But I imagine if we weren't, it would be a scary place. It's like I always say, it would be interesting if there were like giant spiders and things in the world. But when I think of that for 1 second longer, I realize that would probably suck. Because you'd be like, man, I got to go to the grocery store. And you look out the window and you're like, oh man, spiders are out today.
You ever seen that? There's a big fan theory for Game of Thrones. Spoilers, maybe. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. But guys, maybe Game of Thrones spoiler. So if you don't want that, skip ahead.
Is it going to spoil it for me?
No. You've seen it all. What else is there to spoil for you? What do I know that you don't?
True. Continue.
Just the idea that having dragons in a world, like the reason they don't have iPhones, the reason that Game of Thrones is like the Amish, is because dragons show up,
and that's what you have to deal with.
Exactly.
You don't have. We've come up with a lot of stuff because we have a lot of free time. Because we don't have to worry about dragons eating us all day.
Showing up and resetting everything. They can't progress agricultural capabilities and stuff because a dragon will show up and just burn everything down.
Right. You're like, damn it. That was my whole life.
So there's like a theory that the I won't spend a lot of time on this. The maesters that are trying to downplay and get rid of magic in the world to further and create a better understanding. It's like kind of like what Lord of the Rings is about too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why there's no magic in this world, because we got iPhones.
Yep. The last unicorn.
How many processors is that worth?
A unicorn brain?
Yeah. Or unicorns are especially smart. They're just mystical and magical, aren't they?
Well, I guess they're horse plus magic.
Dragon, lizard
plus magic. And wings. Bat, lizard, magic.
Are there any winged lizards in real life?
There's some kind of gliding something, right? I mean, there's some kind of gliding lizard. But I don't think they don't have any wings.
Okay. Well, scientists gave these fish marijuana.
Okay.
And here's another headline I found in a similar vein. I think it probably does have something to do with it. Fish depression is no laughing matter.
Okay. I mean, it kind of is.
So maybe there's this depressed fish.
A depressed fish that they gave marijuana to.
They got a whole ocean full of them. Like, all their friends are dying because we keep eating them all.
Yeah. You've got to worry about these people just getting jerked. I mean, it's the same as like alien abduction. If we were sitting here like, man, I'm kind of hungry, and a sandwich floated by and you grabbed it and then you were just jerked into space, we'd be like, damn, that was the end of Sam.
And so you're too sad to fuck. You don't want to make more fish, which means there's no fish for us to eat. So now they're doing.
Too sad to have sex?
I'm just guessing.
Oh.
It just says fish depression is no laughing matter. I don't know. I don't know any more than you do.
Man, you got to be pretty depressed.
I can imagine.
Probably. I mean, like, but you have to be like, man, like, what's it even matter? What's it all mean?
But is like THC some magical thing that like all animals, it helps everyone in all ways and all the time?
I don't know.
Because they're just giving it to fish.
Giving it to fish to see if it'd make them relax. Want to make a million little fish babies.
But I feel like if everything in the world relaxed, nothing would happen. Nothing would work.
Frankie said it, man.
But I'm just, my point, like, we need to be kind of stressed out sometimes.
Right.
And so do, like, lions and fish and shit.
We've had this conversation before where it's like, sometimes I feel like I do my best work when you're a little bit like, oh shit.
Right. Which is why we're doing this right now, because we literally have to take the garbage out in 5 minutes.
I forgot about that.
I just remembered. Well, we can pause and come back.
Yeah.
Through the magic of audio engineering.
Yeah, take that, Amish.
Yeah, if you were recording a conversation, it would all have to happen in real time.
Yeah, can't pause that potato harvest. Why are we giving the Amish bad? Very strong-willed. You know what I mean? I've got respect for the Amish. I mean, there's a lot involved in that.
Would they let us live with them for like a year?
I know people go and, I mean, I guess you have to follow all the rules. You couldn't be in there like messing around your phone all the time. I mean, you'd have to like give it all up and be like, I just want to see what this is about. I'm sure that you.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us make YouTube videos about it. Mm-hmm. But like, we come out of it a year later, like, I can whittle the shit out of some things.
Yeah, I can whittle.
Whittle?
Yeah, whittle. Country boy can't survive. Let's put it on pause.
Let's get that trash together.
Let's roll.
All right, man. We didn't listen back to it. We brought the garbage out. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, so fish, marijuana, they're relaxed. I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Here's another thing.
I'm over that.
Okay. Here's another one sent to us by Kat.
Okay.
This is a big cat-centric episode. It's supplying sound effects, supplying headlines. Nicolas Cage had no idea he was being turned into a snack food in Japan.
How do you not know if someone's turning you into food?
I don't think they're turning him. Wait a minute. They're not physically turning the man into
The
food.
legend.
They're putting his image on stuff, I imagine.
Oh yeah,
But I mean, because like in Japan, you see that here all the time.
yeah. Where people just
They just steal shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let's put Mickey Mouse on something.
Oh yeah, there's whole schools here that are based off Sesame Street. Remember the Sesame Street school I went to? It was just blatantly ripped off Sesame Street.
I don't think they have any idea.
I don't think so.
In fact-
I don't think they have any rights. to that.
Because I don't think people are familiar enough with American IPs.
Yeah,
Right? Like, how many times have you been having a conversation with a Taiwanese person and you mention something that, of course, everyone in America would know? They go, what, huh?
yeah,
All the time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, something as simple as Sesame Street. They're like, I don't know what that is.
right,
They associate the school with Sesame Street.
right. But they don't realize that Sesame Street is a thing that the school has leached.
So do you think there's people in Japan like, oh man, the funny snack man's on this movie?
I bet. Yeah, I bet they're like, man, I like that. They come up to me like, hey, I like your crackers.
And he's like, whoa,
I don't know what you mean. Crackers, crackers, crackers,
snackers.
snackers, crackers. Not the bees.
You could just put anyone's face on stuff.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is,
We
why
see
did they choose him?
blatant rip off? Remember the chips we had the other day? It was blatantly Lay's logo.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was the font, the way it was laid out, everything. It was just a different
Word.
Yeah, it was like Mike or something.
What was the? Why are they putting, of all people, Nicolas Cage? Like, what star power does he honestly have? That they're pushing crackers with his face on it. Why choose him? He's not a particularly good-looking guy.
Maybe but you know, some people are bigger in other countries than they are in the States. Maybe he's huge in Japan.
If he's huge in Japan, then he should know that they're putting his face on shit.
Touche.
But maybe he doesn't know he's huge in Japan.
Right. He seems like the type of dude that if he knew he was huge in Japan, he would just go live in Japan. Didn't he just recently give back that dinosaur skull
To Mongolia.
to Mongolia because it turned out it was stolen from Mongolia. And years ago, him and Leonardo DiCaprio got in a bidding war over a dinosaur skull, and he beat him out. Want that dinosaur skull, Leo? That's a terrible Nicolas Cage.
Sounds more like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Listen. Nah, fuck it. I ain't trying.
Listen, Leo. I'm Jack Nicholson. something Batman.
Something Batman.
That's my Jack Nicholson. I don't really sound like. Oh no, I've lost it. Who did I turn into? What was
I don't know. I think Sesame Street. I don't know.
Well, okay. That's the stamp on that one. Well, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Here's one. I almost wanted to save it for our spook episode. our Halloween spooktacular.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I'm going to do it now. Here's what I found myself.
There's plenty of spooktacular stuff in the world, man.
We'll have to get the Secret Transmission boys.
Yeah. And like I said, anybody out there, if you guys have a funny / spooky story.
Spook. Make sure it's extra spooky.
Spooky.
Okay. Oh no, I'm Jack Nicholson.
And it's like droopy.
Everybody, if you
Going down.
spooky stories from me, Jack Nicholson.
If you got any spooky stories, send them to me.
All right, man. Just rub my nose in it.
That wasn't very good either, though.
What I'm doing.
I'm Jack Nicholson.
Vampire scare prompt UN pullout from southern Malawi.
What? This is the modern world.
We live
And the what?
2017. The UN.
Is afraid of vampires.
The UN is pulling out of Malawi, wherever that is.
Where's Malawi?
Southern Malawi. Vampire. This is vampire country.
Well, I mean, everybody knows Southern Malawi's vampire country. You don't
The
get
UN's like,
this time of year, forget about it.
I mean, what are you even doing there?
Yeah, come on, UN.
Everybody.
You gotta have your fingers on the pulse, like we do here at the Wii.
The thing is, man,
Vampires.
what could have happened?
Where everybody
Vampires-
makes no vampires and
Well, like, there's like weird stuff that happens, man. I did that real Shaggy.
that was pretty Shaggy.
I leaned into it. But the
We
vampire.
should do the whole spooktacular episode as Shaggy and Scooby. You do a great Shaggy.
You're going to talk like Scooby-Doo the whole episode? Let's try that. All right, man. Let's try that right now, Scoob.
Okay, Raggy.
So the vampires, they're there, and the UN said, let's get out of here, Scoob.
Vampires. Hey, can we be serious for 1 second here
Oh, okay.
and talk about vampires in East Malawi.
South Malawi.
South Malawi. Listen, I get my East and West and South Malawis. They're always, I mean, Malawi's a big place. A lot of country. A lot of vampires.
I imagine the UN wasn't doing anything they really needed to be doing.
No, if you got enough time to suddenly become worried of vampire, I mean,
What happened? What constitutes a vampire scare?
I like, right? I like, that's so ridiculous. What? I imagine that the people on the UN panel board, what do you call, you know,
The crew?
Yeah, the group.
Yeah.
The organization.
The Rough Riders of the UN.
Right. They seem to like they should be level-headed, rational human beings, educated, smart.
Sure.
What drives a person like that to suddenly abandon all aspects of reality and think there's only one explanation? Vampires.
It had to have been pretty convincing.
Yeah, it had to be something that made like, because imagine you or I somewhere to where we honestly, one of us looked at each other like, dude, I'm not fucking around. I think it's vampires.
And we went on the phone. We need to get out of here.
And we were both like, right? We'd be like, that had to...
It wouldn't take much, man. There was
I don't know.
at our old house, we thought a predator lived there.
There was some pretty convincing predator noises that night, and it responded to me.
Whoa.
It went whoa. I was like, well, that was a straight up predator noise, and then it went yeah. Made that. I was like, what? And then we like looked at each other for a second. We're like, well, first of all, there can't be a predator out there. Second of all, why is it hunting us? We're in there like watching YouTube videos or something.
Not sportsman-like.
No sport.
So, okay, imagine the UN are there. They're giving people clean water. They're doing whatever the clean,
right?
Whatever. I mean, I don't know what kind of place Malawi is. Maybe it already has that stuff. Maybe the UN is just there.
Yeah. Well, let's go. What is this? Isn't playing the card. I just want to know where Malawi is.
Okay, I'll Google.
What was it? South Malawi.
Siri, where is Malawi?
Okay, I found this.
It gave me, nope, her name's Malali. What's her name? Ron Swanson's wife? Whoops.
Oh. Siri, I'm going to start asking my cat.
Malawi. Where's Malawi?
There it is.
It's in Africa. It's above Mozambique. I mean, vampires. It's like southern Africa.
That does look a little isolated, man. So way down in here.
Over by Zomba.
Yeah, so that's like Heart of Darkness country, you know?
It's a landlocked country in southeastern Africa, defined by its topography of highlands split by the Great Rift Valley and enormous Lake Malawi. Okay.
You know what? I'm convinced.
Okay, they're there.
Yep.
They're doing classic UN stuff.
Doing the Lord's work.
Helping
down
them
in Malawi.
build houses, getting them clean water, set up infrastructure.
Measles injections.
Some of the men start missing. Some of the people, the people on the field start going missing. One guy shows up, now he's pale.
Something's not right. Something's not right with him. They're like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I don't know. I don't
stumble across a blood sacrifice.
I don't."
Do you think it was one event or a series of events that led to the idea of a vampire?
I imagine it was a couple. I think you're on the right case. I think classic vampire scenario. People just start missing, and then they come back, and then suddenly one night somebody sees somebody in the village. They hear a blood curdling scream.
I mean, if the UN is there, it's got to be a couple dozen people. Like, it's got to be probably good 30 people.
Right. So it was enough that scared a good couple dozen trained, rational human beings to be like, let's get out of here. I think it's vampires. That's got my vote for the card as of right now.
I'm thinking the same thing. What the hell, man? We live in 2017.
Yeah.
The thing is, man, this is the thing I always come back to. There are people out, man, and maybe, you know what? The world is chuckle fucking enough. Maybe there are people out there who will give you like $1 million if you can prove any sort of,
alien or Bigfoot
or supernatural thing, right? But I bet you there are people out there who are vampires and like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, I am a vampire, but I don't need the money. This is my vampire voice.
That's your vampire voice, yeah.
I'm a vampire.
I'm gonna try to. I can't even do it anymore. Let me try to do it. I'm Jack Nicholson, the vampire.
Okay.
I need more virgins. How did I do it? What was the voice? You do Jack Nicholson, and I'll try to do what you did. That's what I think how I got into it.
I'm a vampire.
Everybody.
Oh my god.
I got bitten one night, and now I have the insatiable bloodlust.
Why are you Jewish?
Who am I?
I don't know.
Who am I? What's that?
Ugh, up with the late nights again.
Immortal blend. You do it again. I'm gonna try. I'm not fucking around. I'm trying to do what you're doing. Give me a classic Jack Nicholson. What's something he says? Like from that movie we watched, The Departed.
The Departed?
You said something about throwing in the marsh.
When I say dump a body in the marsh, I mean dump the body in the marsh. I lost it.
When I say dump a body
You're way super nasally. It's what
in the marsh.
We've been doubling down on the bad impressions the past couple weeks.
It's two things in my mind that make a good episode of the Royal
It's
Week.
fun. I don't care
It's
if it's
making bad impressions and singing
singing.
about bad impressions. I'm Jack Nicholson.
Oh God.
Okay, anyway, let's play the card. Let's get out of here, man. Vampire, right?
Yeah, it's got to be
Nothing's
vampire.
even
I
in the
got to
right.
know about vampire. It's funny. We started off real like, I think that all we are is minds without meat, and then we're like vampires.
Okay. Let's play the card.
Let's play the card.
Vampire scare prompts UN pullout from southern Malawi.
I love this. This is my kind of story.
This is from Reuters. The United Nations. I feel like, should we say where we're getting these? I mean, like, because we are just taking someone else's stuff.
We can.
This one comes to us from Reuters. The United Nations said on Monday it has pulled staff out of 2 districts in southern Malawi where a vampire scare has triggered mob violence, in which at least 5 people have been killed.
Oh my lord!
I'm imagining
It's like a witch hunt,
but I'm thinking the UN got pulled out because of the mob violence.
not
that was
for the vampires.
triggered by the like the mob are the ones who are like, oh shit, vampires, and the UN's like, oh fuck a mob,
Right.
But then the article headline took that middle part out.
Which they oft times do.
Belief in witchcraft is widespread in rural Malawi, one of the world's poorest countries, where many aid agencies and NGOs work. A spat of vigilante violence linked to a vampire rumor also erupted in Malawi in 2002.
The old ones are hard to kill, man.
These districts have... Should I do... Let's see, who is this? He's... I was going to do like a South African accent. Let me think. Mr. Eko. That's from the show Lost on TV. These districts have severely been affected by the ongoing stories of blood-sucking and possible existence of vampires.
See, that's pretty good. How could you do that and not Jack Nicholson?
I'm Jack Nicholson.
Listen, they called me down here to deal with a vampire.
The
Some sort of
UNDSS
nonsense.
is continuing to monitor the situation closely to ensure all affected UN staff are back in the field as soon as possible. So, the UN didn't think there were vampires.
No, it said mobs searching for vampires have been mounting roadblocks, and you scrolled down and I can't read the rest of it.
Yeah,
so that's
killed
what
in
it
the
is.
area, lynch mobs accusing them of vampirism. It said mobs searching for vampires have been mounting roadblocks in the district. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's people going so crazy thinking there's vampires that they're like, we got to get out of here because what if they think we're a vampire?
yes.
Yeah.
We're white. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do when a whole civilization just thinks there's vampires? I mean, they did it in your neck of the woods 100 years ago, right? You're from
Salem, the Salem
Yeah.
witch trials. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That there was witches and stuff.
burning people.
Well, man, we're grown-ass people. And,
The end.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say.
Yeah.
You can't convince someone who wholeheartedly believes that there are vampires and are
witches.
putting mobs together to root them out.
Yeah, so it's like a whole mob mentality. It's not just like one guy who's like, because every town's got one of them. Somebody that's like, well, there's werewolves, all werewolf. Every town has one.
Everyone-
Sam.
yeah.
Every town.
But
but if the whole town believes that, how are you going to? Because
There's nothing you can say.
they've set everybody down. Like, listen,
No.
there's no such thing as vampires, and they're just like,
but-
well, how do you know? Because
I've been listening to a Secret Transmissions podcast,
Yeah.
and they told me that maybe.
They told me maybe. And Old Man Withers said he saw a werewolf.
And there's a hole in my backyard that goes to nowhere.
Yeah. Mystery hole.
If there are vampires, they're in Africa.
I think they would be in places. That would be where you hide. You couldn't get away with that.
We watched that movie Fright Night.
Yeah.
He's living in fucking suburban America. He's going to get caught. If you're in the
Yeah,
fucking...
a small town, everybody knows everybody. Somebody goes missing, vampire hunt immediately.
Yeah, if you're...
Big city, you could get away with it a little bit more. You could be eating like hookers and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're out in the fucking wilderness...
Yeah, if you're in a country like Malawi,
Yeah.
yeah, because first of all, maybe they're telling the truth. They might be onto something.
Someone's getting eaten by another guy.
Yeah, vampires are just coming in and taking people because nobody gives a shit about Malawi. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I mean like really.
didn't even know where it
I didn't
was.
know where it was.
I thought it was an island.
Yeah, we complain about having to take the trash out mid-podcast. First world white people problems. These motherfuckers in Africa are dealing with vampires and no one believes them.
Right? We're sitting here like, these fucking people gotta get it together. They gotta realize that vampires aren't a real thing.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Meanwhile, in Malawi,
somebody, please help us.
help us, please. Vampire everywhere. I don't know what. I shouldn't have tried that.
I tried to tell the UN, we have this vampire plague. They say, here is a sandwich, here is some clean drinking water, we will make housing for you. We say, no. This is not our number one priority.
We need holy water and steaks. Not eating, you know what I mean?
I understand,
Through the
yes.
heart steaks. Not gradually clog your heart with steaks.
I like talking in my South African accent. I want to thank Kishi Bashi.
We're going to get letters.
No one's gonna get. We should just double down until we do, and then scale it back.
Sorry, Malawi, we didn't know you were listening.
Well,
Will you imagine if somebody got in touch with us like, you guys nailed it, please help us.
so finally,
No one wants someone help us. Literal
always
goblin forces.
I've seen the documents, people. That's how it happens, man. First Malawi, then it spreads from there
In the world.
and then their forces are too strong.
Yeah. Imagine if that how it all goes out. Actual vampires.
Imagine
that just
if
rose
this
out of Malawi.
And this is where the first to
Yeah.
take that, Toby. Secret transmissions. We broke the news first. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use the song intro / page with pathos. I want to thank the country of Malawi for letting me do that terrible accent. I want to thank Kat for sending us this sound effect. If you guys want to send us headlines and sound effects, you guys can at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com. You guys can also slap on over to patreon.com/theroyalwe
Yeah.
and sign on up. We've been slapping on together all kinds of bonus content. If you guys like this, but think, man, I wish there were less rules.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, we got some more
It's
heading
still-
down
we,
the pipe.
We put it together, we edit it, and it's, the same kind of level, but we don't try to stick to anything.
Like that right there. That's very bonus so.
So
Yeah.
head on over there. Patreon.com/theroyalwe.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks for all the
All our Patreon supporters out there.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
More grease a coming. We also want to thank Cracker Nicolas Cage and Jack Nicholson poorly. I don't know what I'm talking. Thank you, Cracker Nicolas Cage and Jack Nicholson poorly.
Oh my God. Okay. I thank everyone for listening.
Jack Nicholson poorly.
Let's get at it. Okay. I was listening back to an episode. I felt like there was some business we never mentioned, and I want to get it out there. But what else business is there? We thank Kishibashi. We thank Kat for the headlines and the sound effect.
Off the album 151A. You forgot that.
Did I not say that?
No.
I think I did in my South African accent
Oh,
the
okay.
first time.
Okay.
Good night, Dad.
Yeah, that's all I can think about.
Good night, Dad. I guess. Guys.
Jack Nicholson poorly. Now, hang on a minute, Jebediah.